Welcome back to the third video of the day for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 featuring the latest Curse of the Vampire update. Now we have a second character spotlight. These are essentially a beginner's guide light really now. In this video we're going to look at Morbius 11 Vampire. The reason I'm choosing to do him above Moon Knight and Blade is just I know so little about him. And personally I really want to get in and have a look and see what his kit would be like. So in this video what we'll do firstly is we'll go into the Gauntlet Mode where you unlock him. We'll look at the specific gauntlet where he's actually unlocked, and if there's any challenges in there that are on the difficult side I'll quickly give my thoughts on them and give you some tips on how to do it. From there we'll then check out his abilities. We'll then have a look at his stats that I've already punched them into the spreadsheet, and they look a little bit on the lower side, although not quite as bad as Punisher. His stats were exceptionally low. After we've done that we've got some gameplay. We're going to run through the Mega Infinity Rift, and it's the Wakandan Rush level. We ran through that with Punisher at level 100, and we'll run through it with Morbius, and that way we can compare the two characters as well. And then at the end of the video I'll give my general impressions as well. So let's jump in and we'll look at how you actually unlock him first. Morbius then will actually be the final character you unlock from the DLC, so his challenge is the hardest, but that's not to say that it's really that difficult. It is only a level 30 gauntlet. Now within this gauntlet you're introduced to reborn enemies, and these are the equivalent of elites in action RPGs, so they're characters that can take more damage but they have special effects. Some, for example, can slow you down, or they can have life leech, or they can even have poison as well. So I found the best thing to do when running through this is have a ranged character in my team as well, so I had to go Hawkeye, and then that way when you see any reborn characters actually spawning, just switch to your ranged character and you can take them down, because they're all based on actually attacking within melee distance. So if you keep your range it does make it nice and easy. Now to get all 4 stars the hardest part is the defeating 21 cursed. The reason being is they don't show up very often, they only really show up in stage 4 and 5. In order to beat a full 21 I actually had to finish 20 matches in total, which was 4 rotations of this, which took a fair amount of time. But you can see my current world rank, and I know it's not going to last at all as people play this, but my current world rank is the second in the world, so I'm pretty happy with that. So just do bear in mind, if you're looking to do this, run a ranged character as part of your team, and also if you're looking to get all 4 stars it's going to take at least 4 rotations. So that's how you unlock him. Let's have a quick look at his abilities now. The first ability here is Claws and Fangs. So with this, jump forward onto foes and drain their health, temporarily boosting damage the character inflicts. I guess this really is pretty unique. You can see the stagger rating is up at A on this as well. We then have Vicious Famp. So with this one, slashes with claws in both hands in the direction the character is facing and press repeatedly to continue attacking. Damage rating is up at A, so that'll be your main skill to use when an elite is stunned or staggered. Hypnotic Gaze up next. This is a unique one. Stares at foes in front of the character and paralyses them for a time, increasing the amount of damage they take. So that's definitely another interesting aspect of his kit. And then closes distance to foes at high speed and cuts into them. Press the button repeatedly to continue attacking. So that is all his abilities. Let's look at the tags and see if he's got any special traits now. When we look at the abilities then, it's 3 combat abilities, and you can see he's got the piercing tag on each of these, so ISO wise you would want to go for your piercing ISOs first. Failing that you go for your flat damage, and then after that you would go for your strength ISOs. His hero trait is Flight, always good for getting through levels. He has healing factor as well, so that's good for keeping him in longer matches, especially when you're running through the Gauntlet Mode and it does get more difficult. Stats are fairly average. His strength is up at a B, so that's good for his damage. Vitality is a C, which of course is middle of the road, but it's offset to an extent by his healing factor that gives him more survivability. Mastery, resilience and durability are all Ds, and then finally his energy is a B. So that's all his stats and abilities. Let's now run through the level 100 gameplay so we can see how he plays and we can get a feel for him, and then once I've done that I'll give my overall impressions as well. Similar to the first impressions we've done for Punisher, then it is the Mega Rift or Wakandan Rush we run through. We have to defeat 200 enemies. It's also the first time I'm actually playing Morbius, and it was the first time that I've played Punisher as well. That way I'm really getting a feel for the characters, and you can see throughout the actual gameplay as I start to build in some kind of rotation as well, if I'm able to find one that does click. So enjoy this gameplay for now, and at the end of it, as mentioned, I'll give my general impressions. So there we go, that was 4 minutes 37 there. With Punisher it took 4 minutes 23. It feels like Punisher's more set up towards the AoE trash clearing side of things. I mean, we look at the abilities for Morbius, having a skill that's got A for the stagger rating and A for damage. He's maybe more set up for taking out elites and bosses. Now, did I enjoy playing him? Yes, I actually really did. I would say I enjoyed him a whole lot more than Punisher, who feels a little bit clunky. Morbius, it feels like his skills all flow really well. Feels very similar to a hybrid of almost Deadpool in that he's zipping all over the screen, and then Wolverine with a vicious vamp move in that you can keep spamming the button but you won't do a lot of damage, but if you tap it once you'll get that final burst and that does a lot of damage on it. Really like the fact with Claws and Fangs when he jumps onto the minions and drinks their blood and then gets that damage boost, and it looks like you still get the damage boost even if you use it in a regular character and you do hit him. Finally, you've got Hypnotic Gaze that I do like that he's got this. It looks really nice, it's an interesting skill, but the fact that it appears to only be working on your lower level trash, you can take them out so quickly, so there's no real value in actually having crowd control on them. In time I'd like to see moves like this actually apply to elites. I don't feel that it would be too OP if the developers actually allowed certain characters to be able to do that. Overall, definitely enjoyed him. Out of the two characters so far, he's way ahead of the pack. So next up we've got Blade and Moon Knight, who we can both hopefully do tonight, and we'll see how they get on. But that's Morbius the Living Vampire, so I hope the video's been helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you're playing him, if you're enjoying him as well, and thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you all again soon.